Welcome to this channel where we get to talk about everything Africa. This is where we get to remind ourselves about African culture and the things that Africans used to do that were meant to instill good values in us or good values generally in Africans. As at now, it is quite evident that Western culture or Western way of life has infiltrated African countries or African continent to an extent that most of our culture are getting eroded. That's why we are here to remind ourselves of things that we used to do that were meant to instill good values in us or mostly in African women. Today, we want to look at waist beads. When we talk of waist beads, simply it's kind of beads that normally were being worn or put around the waist. Mostly waist beads were made using beads, small pieces of glass, metals, and sometimes cowries. The use of these beads or the use of waist bead, long ago they used to be sacred or they used to be something that used to be put in private where no one sees. But due to culture, due to Western infiltration in African continent, waist beads are mostly now used as a fashion where we see women wearing them on top of their clothes outside. But long time, waist bead used to be sacred in that they used to be worn inside or in a sacred place where only your husband or as a woman where only your husband would see or find them. Let's get to see the reason why Africans used waist bead or the reason why Africans were using waist bead back then. The first reason why Africans used waist bead, they were meant to show that someone has graduated from childhood to adulthood. This one in women or in girls, they were used to be given waist bead to put on immediately after seeing your first menstruation or first period. This one was meant to show that you have now graduated from childhood to womanhood, in which when anyone sees this, knows that you are already in a stage whereby you are fertile or in a stage whereby you are now an adult or shows your sexuality. In a second reason, or our second reason why they were used to be put on, is that waist bead showed purity in women. The reason why we're saying this was that waist bead were being worn by women before they get married until that day or the first night that they get to bed with their husband is when they get to remove it, or it was their husband who got to remove the waist bead on the first date or the first night they get to bed together. This one used to show how pure the woman is, or with the waist bead, it could be told, or they could say that the woman is still pure or was preserved well for the occasion or for the marriage. The third reason for this is that waist bead aroused desire for sex, mostly in men. On this one, it was believed that waist bead, once they were used or once anyone wear them and a man sees them, it could arouse their desire for sex. Taking us to the purpose or taking us to one thing that we used to know, that some waist bead used to be incorporated with charms or perfumes that could be used or could drive men crazy whenever they have an intercourse or show expose some experience whenever the occasion could happen or whenever they could have that moment of sex. The fourth reason for this or for the waist bead used to be shaping African woman. African woman was known for their good shape or their nice shape, in which it was believed that they could maintain using these waist beads. Having waist beads on you could tell whether you are adding weight or losing weight, in that when you add weight, you could go beyond the size of the waist bead, making it to break, which could tell you how your body is moving or how your body is developing. So this one in Africa or with African women, it could help in shaping their bodies or making their bodies stay in shape. So these are just but the few, as this is our first video on this channel. But we will keep talking about African cultures and African way of life that now we tend to forget, or most of us tend to forget, due to infiltration of Western cultures into our continent, Africa. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time to this channel. Keep on tuned. We'll keep on bringing you new videos every now and then. Goodbye for now.